And we're back with more on our web extended version. To either of you, early voting has just become a birthright, I guess, in the political process to a great many people, and that has perhaps encouraged participation. It certainly hasn't held it down.
I don't think it's held down participation at all. I think it has encouraged participation, and it's certainly helpful. And I think that's what Jeff is talking about as it relates to vote centers, because it's really kind of an early vote site, where you get all the different ballot styles. But we want to make sure that that is going to be something where it's convenient for people and it's not taking away voting places where folks either like to go or really don't have to travel too far to go to.
Yeah, early voting is very important, and I hope, my hope is that the state can empower the clerks enough, either both financially and other ways, to open it up, to make it as easy as possible. Let's keep it open on Saturdays, Sundays, whatever we can do.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the things that I've seen with different election commissions. As you know, election commissions are run by the different parties. And so you see where they, in the name of money, they want to
a joint effort of the parties.
A joint effort of the parties. Yes, but the majority is certainly, it's become somewhat partisan at this point. And so in the effort to watch the dollars, which is a good thing, they have, cut out some Saturday voting. But that's the convenience for some people in terms of the early voting. You need that Saturday, because if you can't get there Monday to Friday, especially if you're working two jobs, it's kind of hard to get there. We want everybody who's registered to vote to be able to get to those polling sites.
Yeah. A frequently voiced concern is that we are, in fact, and this goes to the matter of election security, voter ID, voter fraud, election fraud, et cetera, is that we have made it too easy, that we have absolved the citizenry of its responsibility to make arrangements, to exercise the franchise.
That's a hard sell for me, Steve, that says that we've made it too easy. I mean, I think that...
Very hard sell for me as well. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you're fine.
Well, I'm a devil's advocate.
Well, no, I think that there's... the United States, since it's since it was founded, we've expanded voting and who can vote, who's entitled to vote. And then you've seen, since the late 1800s and early 1900s, you've seen the consolidation. They're making it harder and harder. And voter ID, poll centers, vote centers, all these things, I'm all for advancing it. But let's make sure that the number one priority is our citizens can vote and make it as easy as possible.
Not only should we make that easy as possible, but we also should make registering on your phone or online available. All the states around Arkansas, we're able to do that, but we're not able to do that in Arkansas. And I think we mentioned earlier in the conversation, we were talking about the younger people. Younger folks do everything on their phone. So if we could do something where we can at least register by our phones, then that would make that process a little simpler. And maybe they could get a little more involved in the process.
And someone in the audience right this second is saying, aha, Moscow will be registering by phone. Your response?
No, my response to that is, if we can get mortgages on our phone, certainly we ought to find some checks and balances and some kind of coding where we can't get foreign people to interfere in that. Because if you're not concerned about a foreign person interfering and you getting that mortgage online, then you shouldn't be that concerned about registration online. I didn't say voting. We haven't gone that way yet, but at least registration. And then I think we might need to look at vote by mail. Make it even more friendly and available for everybody.
It is a challenge, though, to tackle with and examine voter apprehension in light of everything that's gone on, certainly the past 3 years, especially the last 3 years, let's be candid.
It's tough. But we got to make sure that we keep them engaged and keep our young people engaged, keep our old people engaged, keep everybody engaged in the process, so that, hey, if you don't like what's happened in the last 3 years, your chance to change it is at the voting booth.
Well, I don't mean politically, but I mean in the partisan sense, but in the allegations of widespread voter fraud, election irregularities.
But we've still, Steve, not seen the evidence, the actual evidence. It's easy to talk about it. It's easy to throw those talking points around about voter fraud. But when you get down to it, the evidence is just not there. Not there to show that you have the people voting for other people or
Exactly.
voting for. We just don't
Evidence
have it.
is not there. It's just not. And plus, we participate in what's called the National Voter Registration Act, a federal act where we have to make sure that when we look at our voter rolls, if people need to change their address, if they move to another county or move to another state, then that's something that happens within the clerk's office. We participated in it this year, of course, and we got at least a 30% return. Now, you might not think that that's a very good return in terms of folks saying, yes, I want to stay on the voter rolls, but in previous years, the clerk has only have gotten about 12%. And so what I did was go out to talk shows like this or other shows and just pumped it and said, hey, we need you to respond to that letter I sent you or that index card that we sent about, do you want to stay on our voter rolls? So.
Got to end it there
Okay.
because we're out of time.
Thank you, Steve.
Sir, madam, thank you very much for your
Thank
participation.
you so much.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful.
Absolutely.
Everybody register. Well, it's a little late to register though.
No, it's never
well,
too late to register to vote. But if you want to
for-
participate in the March 3rd election,
That's what. Yeah.
you should have been registered by February 3rd.
Yeah, but there's a long time between now and November.
Yes.
A long time.
All right.
All right. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.